till my trouble come alive.
Hi guys, it's Rio, back with another video. I wanted to share with you my trip I took to the island of Penang, Malaysia, back in late February. So I chose to take the train from Bangkok to Penang, as I heard it is quite scenic and relaxing. It's a pretty long train ride. I think it was actually close to 15 hours. It costed me around $30. The train leaves out of Hua Lamphong and goes to the Thai-Malaysian border at Padang Besar. The Hua Lamphong train station is over 100 years old and is actually quite a sight. I booked my ticket online to secure my spot, which costs a bit more. You can also just arrive and buy a ticket at the train station. I paid for a sleeper car where it's air conditioned and really quite comfortable. The train makes tons of stops and locals will offer you food at some of the stops, so that's a big reason why it takes so long to get anywhere. The train also has a restaurant on board towards the back end of the train, some decent but limited food options. I was settling in quite nicely and just went to the food car and got some food when it happened. We were stopped at a little village called Pak Ta when an oncoming train hit us head on. I was in the middle of eating and my food landed on my lap, but I was kind of glad I wasn't further up in the train when the accident happened, as numerous people had to go to the hospital. Train just got hit like head on. It's not pretty at all. Hopefully nobody was hurt too bad. I'm fine at least, but shit. Crazy. We spent the rest of that evening and until well after midnight trying to get things sorted out and continue on. It was quite a crazy experience. I was one of only about 5 or 6 other foreigners, so I wasn't able to understand much of anything that was going on, but we were treated extremely well by everyone. We stayed in the police station while they figured things out, and local people came voluntarily and made us dinner. In the end, they arranged a free hotel and free bus to take us the rest of the way. I was blown away by the kindness of the people there. Pak Ta and its people definitely has a special place in my heart. We left bright and early the next morning and spent the whole day on the road, arriving finally in Hat Yai, where we stayed for night.
There's a screaming in there, not telling me to leave for a while.
From there, it was just a short train ride to the Thai-Malaysian border at Padang Besar. I thought the worst was behind us, but when arriving at the border, the Thai officials saw my visa was expired by 1 day due to the accident, and though immigration had come out to Pak Ta to the accident and told us that even if our visa was expired it would be okay due to this accident, and gave me a contact number if anything went wrong, this immigration officer had other ideas and would not let me pass until I paid the overstay fine, and also detained me there for over 6 hours. Moral of the story, try not to let your visa get too close to expiring, and I definitely do not recommend going through Padang Besar Thai immigration. Once that was behind me, it was a quick commuter train ride to Butterworth in Malaysia. Then took a ferry ride from Butterworth to Penang Island. Sure was great to finally be nearing my destination, even though it took more than 30 hours longer than expected. The hotel I stayed at, Paramount Hotel, was a great location, not far from the ferry port and right on the beach. I'm not quite sure of the history of this hotel, but I loved staying here. Malaysia was colonized by the British, and this hotel definitely shows the British influence. Quite basic accommodations, but to stay in such a cool looking place, great staff, and for less than $20 per night, really couldn't go wrong.
escape too. Away into the wild, I know my aim, I'll live inside.
Here's a little sample of the money you get in Malaysia. It's called ringgit, and it's about worth a quarter of what the American dollar is. So 4 ringgit is basically $1. Now, Penang has a lot to offer, but I couldn't wait to try the food. They have a wide variety of food, mostly Indian style, Malay, and Chinese. It also comes at a very affordable price, even for Thai standards.
Everyone should just have to choose, yeah. Here it is a wisdom I must say, is that of my freedom of mind was born away.
Now, one thing I've got to mention is about their coffee. Though I'm a little confused still about the exact terms they use for the different types of coffee, their coffee is quite unique. Now, most coffee around the world is made from Arabica beans or Robusta beans, but this coffee is made from Liberica beans, which I'm probably mispronouncing, but they are considered to be more harsh and acidic tasting. Also, the coffee beans are roasted twice. The second roasting, they add sugar, margarine, and salt to give it a unique flavor. I believe that the way that I liked it, they call Kopi O, which is black with just a little bit of sugar added. It is far and away the strongest coffee I've ever had, and actually has a slightly thick consistency. Highly recommended. One afternoon I checked out a gym called Oxygen Fitness in a mall not too far from my hotel. It's got to be one of the most hardcore gym malls out there. Tons of variety to choose from and very affordable day pass as well as monthly membership. On another day, I checked out a couple of the clan jetties, the Tan and Chu jetty. They are some of the original settlements of the Chinese, very basic houses built on stilts over the water, each named after a Chinese family. I believe it was the Chu jetty that has many souvenirs that locals are selling along the boardwalk, as well as some snacks. I tried some soft serve lychee ice cream. Was amazing, especially considering that the whole time I was in Penang it was boiling hot. Very sunny, not much wind, and especially on that day I was sweating buckets. The main town in Penang, called Georgetown, has many things to keep tourists interested, including a little Chinatown, cool little traditional carriages you can pay to get pedaled around in, lots of street food, a Penang Little India with more Indian food, colorful clothing, and loud music playing, and also tons of very creative street art on many different streets in Georgetown.
ಗಣಪತಿ ಉದ್ದಂಡ ಗಣಪತಿ ರಣಮೋಚನ ಗಣಪತಿ ರಣಮೋಚನ ಗಣಪತಿ
I went from side to side to tell my travel come alive. Can't wait, the sun is shining, lift the sails and follow my own.
On one of the last days in Penang, I rented a motorbike in the evening and headed out to probably the most popular beach in Penang, Batu Ferenghi Beach, to see the sunset and have an Indian meal alongside the beach. The next day, I decided to take a trip around the island with the motorbike. I began my day catching the sunrise at Tan Jetty. It was a truly amazing sunrise that day. Then ate a quick breakfast and was off to see the largest Buddhist temple in all of Malaysia, Kelok Si Temple. What an absolutely stunning temple, built on the side of a mountain. Now the craziest thing is that because I had such a big day planned, I totally missed exploring some of the main parts of the temple. Oh well, that gives me an excuse to go back and explore it more one day. After leaving the temple, I stopped at a place at the bottom of the mountain that people were raving about on Google, called Air Itam Laksa, to get, well, you guessed it, some laksa. Very tasty. Again I headed off and wound my way up and down the mountains, seeing some absolutely stunning sights along the way. After a while, I decided to stop for one of the most popular desserts in Malaysia, chendol. A creamy, shaved ice dessert made from coconut milk, palm sugar, worm-like green rice flour jelly, and topped with beans. It may not look like much, but it is absolutely delicious and totally perfect for cooling a person down on a hot day. Back on the road again, I headed to Penang National Park. Penang National Park has numerous beaches to explore, as well as some trails in the jungle to hike through to get to various beaches. As I recall, the beach I was planning to hike to, Monkey Beach, was closed at that time due to excessive rain, so I spent an hour or so hiking through the jungle to Pantai Karachut Beach. The hike was not too hard, and nearly 100% shaded, with all of the thick jungle foliage to protect one from the sun, a welcome relief from those beating rays. Pantai Karachut Beach is quite secluded, and there was almost no one there. though people can also come there by speedboat, which makes it more accessible than having to hike through the jungle to get there. Ah, the sound of the ocean. The smell of the salt air. What a gorgeous day, and what an amazing life I've got. I didn't spend too long there, as the ocean had too many jellyfish to swim in, and wasn't overly clear, so after a walk up and down the beach, and a while relaxing in the shade, I took the obligatory beach selfie and headed back the way I'd come. On the way back through the jungle, I happened upon a bunch of monkeys. Hey buddy. Just coming out of the park. Oh, another family of monkeys. Just chilling. Guys. Yes. Guys. Huh? There you go. Well, that about wraps up my week-long stay in Penang, Malaysia. The last day there, I also visited an old fort, Fort Cornwallis, as well as checked out a couple other old buildings around Georgetown. My stay there was truly amazing, and the cost of things there I found to be very similar to Thailand. For my week-long stay, I spent around 225 USD, including absolutely everything except my tickets to and from Penang. Penang is a destination I believe everyone should have on their bucket list. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please show your support and give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.